saying, he fixed up for a bit.
I think United now, they're in that period where the manager now where he's probably going on a little bit too long, like it did with Ten Hag. Now, look, don't get me wrong, we don't want anybody sacked, and we want him to come out of it, we want it to be good, but the more it goes on...
It's because we have that Fergie thing as well, his speech on us. Obviously, we've been through about 10 managers since then, but him saying, like, stand by your manager, and then, obviously, when Fergie first arrived, he didn't do anything for a long time in terms of winning trophies. And a lot of people kind of cling to that, like, what if it's just round the corner and we let go?
He probably got
the
most shit out of any manager, Sir Alex, at the start, didn't he? He was under real pressure. He was getting... I remember seeing fans booing him as he's walking down the line. Nobody gets that now. They don't get that now.
We'll get back to Scholesy in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video hits. And as ever, if there's something on your mind, if something is bubbling up inside of you that you need to express, please express it in the comments. The Big D reads all of the comments, and he's always interested in what is on your mind. Anyway, in this clip, Scholesy, McCullough, Carragher, they're talking about Ruben Amorim. Surprise, surprise. Is it time up for Ruben Amorim? Is the win, the previous win, is it just something that's just delaying the inevitable? Who knows? Stick around for after the clip because the Big D is going to be giving his thoughts on this current situation. Anyway, here's Scholesy.
It's got to the point now where he's said it that often.
Yeah. I don't watch his interviews
anymore. If he does it, he can't.
Yeah.
He just can't.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a prime example of, you talk about changing systems and where you play and all this rubbish. But when they played Brentford away, Keith Andrews changed his system to win a game.
Set piece culture.
Yeah, and they beat him 3-1. You can't carry on. If you carry on the way we are, losing games every other week, there's only one.
I can see where it comes from sometimes because obviously if you're him and you see we're 2-1, Bruno misses a penalty, you probably can justify that. If Bruno scores that, we're probably going to win it. But we didn't. And we can't keep doing that every game. Arsenal, oh yeah, if the keeper doesn't make a mistake, might go on and win it. Yeah, but we didn't. And it feels like every game we've got those excuses now. And it's almost like he's seeing things that nobody else is.
I feel like sorry, Jamie. I feel like we've got to the point with him now. Do you know where we don't want to talk about sacking managers all the time? And United, I think they do give managers enough time. I think they give him.
He hasn't been booed like once.
But no, they'll never get
his name every week.
That's what I'm saying. He'll never get booed. And the fans, it wasn't till that Brentford game where I thought this is the period now where it might be. He's getting a little bit too much time. It almost feels like a matter of time before it does come to an end.
It felt... We did Monday Night Football show after that, and I actually said on the show, it's not a thing that you probably do in punditry that much. Obviously, you know this. You just say, oh, man, I don't like the word sacked. I never say this manager should be sacked. There's something about that word that I think sounds a little bit disrespectful. You know, it's a man's job. But I think sort of saying things like, it feels untenable. It feels like, where's this? It's not good for both parties. And I was a little bit there. And I do think it's inevitable that this is going to happen probably before Christmas, sometime, January time. It just, I've said this for a long time, but we're 50 games in. I just look at this stat, it's unbelievable for a Manchester United manager. 50 games as the Man United manager. He's only scored 2 more goals than he's conceded. You know, you think, man, do you know what I mean? In 50 games.
This is a positive goal difference. I haven't seen one of them in a long time.
Positive 2 goals.
You've only got to look at that guy's Barnet as well. It's like, you know what I mean? That's a visual.
Hold on, your manager ain't got one, so just relax.
He didn't have mine a couple of years ago.
I just can't believe that it's almost... I know that it's Man United.
The pressure's so clear as well on him. When you see him, it's like he's under pressure. And there's times where he's just sat in the dugout like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But he said something about a lot of these players are still scarred from the past. And he keeps talking about confidence. And they don't have the confidence. We just beat Chelsea and you think, all right, we played against 10 men for half an hour. But we beat Chelsea, who are a decent team in the league. And after the Brentford game, he goes, they weren't confident. It's like, hold on a minute. You're going on like that, some external thing that you can't control as a manager. If you're giving your players instructions that they're happy with, if you're playing in positions that they're comfortable in, they're going to be far more confident. Like, you have control over the confidence of this team so much. And for him to come out and almost go like, it's up to them to be confident, I felt that was weird as well because...
Well, talk about confidence. I just want to ask you, Adam, and you, Scholesy. I know it's just happened in the last week or so, and it happens to all clubs. You lose a player, you say he's not good enough, and all of a sudden he starts playing well somewhere else, he's scoring goals. that feels like it happens to Man United. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it feels like it happens to Man United a lot more than other clubs. What do you think the reason is that for, that people find it so tough to show them true selves at Man United?
I think obviously we've chopped and changed managers, which doesn't help. If you're a player that's been playing for one manager, then the manager changes and he's asking
That's
you to
the same at every
club. Yeah, of course, yeah. But I think the major thing is the pressure. And of course there's pressures elsewhere. But I think the amount of eyes that you have on you, you are always talking about Man United. It might be Liverpool and Spurs are playing, but you'll spend half an hour dedicated to Man United. We have all the ex-legends getting bollockings off the manager.
So it's their fault. That's what
I'm just saying, like, the pressure's massive. If you're playing for the club and every single person's talking about it all the time, whether they're non-fans or not.
Man United, though, Adam. People.
It is, yeah, you've got to get used to it and you've got to be able to play for it.
It's mad that they sort of employed a novice, though, then, isn't it? It's, your club is gigantic, but this manager just had no track record in dealing with attrition.
To be fair, you know what, look, again, Sporting Lisbon aren't as big as Manchester United, but what he dealt with when he went there, I remember the players were getting beat up in the training ground and stuff by their ultras. Like, he walked into a club that was crazy at the time, he settled it down and he won the league with them. He also had a high turnover in players and he also relied a lot on youth. And one of the things that he's not done at United is give some faith to the youth. If some of these older lot are playing and they're not performing for you, go and get some of the younger lads because you'll be able to coach them a little bit more. They'll be more open to your ideas. Like Van Gaal used to do it. He had Donald Love and all these lot playing Tyler Blackett and stuff. And he was like, okay, those players haven't gone on to become Man United greats. But at that time, they did the job for him because he could give them instructions and they'd do it. They never had no preconceptions of, oh, now I play like this or I want to play like that. They just wanted to play for Manchester United, and I feel like he's missed that a little bit as well because we've got some good young players in the academy coming through.
Scholes, if you've got 2 weeks for an international break now, and you're Ruben Amorim, and you're going to Anfield, if you were thinking, okay, forget the big picture, because it almost feels like he's going game to game.
Yeah, he's got to think about trying to get some out from Anfield. To be fair, I'd just be thinking about drawing the game. Find a way somehow to stop them from scoring. Now that's a totally different mentality from what I'm saying about Arsenal going to Liverpool or someone else going to Liverpool where you're going for to win the league. But United are in such a rut. I can't remember the last time they won a big game, Adam, or a game that meant a lot. Maybe possibly City last year, maybe.
Yeah, unless you count Chelsea.
Unfortunately, this group of players have got that much in a bad rut, you've got no confidence that they're going to get you out of it. You feel almost, it's almost predictable. They'll go there and get beat.
Well, we have been a little bit better in those big games. Like you say, we haven't got many results.
I know what you mean. And everyone's raving about the Arsenal game. Well, we were great against Arsenal. We got beat.
I think we did all right at Anfield with him last season as well. I know it
was a 2-2 at Anfield last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We should have won it as well. I think Leach scored quite late, and we just didn't.
Harry Maguire have a big chance. Like,
He was a flash kicker again.
Did he cross it, Harry Maguire, or did he have the chance?
No, he had the chance.
Something happened. He was our best centre forward last year.
Still is.
Still is.
Sesko's looking all right though, man. And that's the thing. It's difficult to be positive and confident about some of the good things that you've seen. Like I think Mbumo's looked good since he's got there. I think Cunha in spells has looked good. Sesko's starting now, and I think his link-up play with Mbumo against Sunderland was quite good. But it's hard to get excited about those things because far too often the midfield's non-existent.
Yeah, you talk about recruitment and you think, right, we'll buy a 6'5" centre forward, but we won't play any wingers.
Yeah.
Cross him the ball.
Who would you
It's
want?
all a
Who
mess.
would you want if you sacked them?
I just want to
Sean Dyche.
forget about football and get I'm just done. I can't be bothered anymore with this whole thing, man. Southgate, I'll give up my season ticket.
Can't be bothered.
I just can't be bothered with this anymore.
Fuck it, man. Just get Wazza and Scholes in and we'll see what we
Then you will be fucked.
Probably a Glasgow or Areola or something, but it's like you bring them in and it's...
Eddie Howe.
Oh, nah, thanks.
Why not?
Him and his mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure about his mate, but definitely him.
Yeah, I don't want either of them.
I think that is a little problem for Eddie Howe. I think Eddie Howe is a brilliant manager, and as number two, he's obviously a character and they get on really well, but I just think a lot of fan bases, what you've just said there, would say the same about they'd like Eddie Howe, but maybe not his mate.
I just like you know what's really refreshing about Man United fans, and it's the same with Ten Hag, is that they don't. There has been no booing. There's no been attacking. No calling for his head. It might be the right thing that he does leave, and he probably isn't good enough to do that job. But United fans are always behind him. Like unlike Arsenal.
Did you
fans.
see what he said the other day? He
Unlike,
said-
unlike the Arsenal fans who have turned on Arteta already this year. Do you know after?
Already?
Yeah, after the weren't there like big Arteta.
Who's done that?
You lot.
Idiots that are looking for clicks, not real Arsenal fans.
I don't know.
Yeah,
they all
Bring
seem,
out there.
they all seem the same to me.
Amorim said something similar to that. Like, I've been under pressure before. The fans are still singing my name and stuff, and it made me think like,
Yeah, don't matter.
shall we start booing?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it's a funny situation. I read today that Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to give Ruben Amorim 3 years to get it right. Now, he's had, well, he's just done his first year, and it's been a weird year. Very, very weird. But I quite like the fact that he wants to stick by him for 3 years. I like that. Yeah, because there's always going to be ups and downs. And he hasn't got his team the way he wants it exactly just yet. He has spent a lot of money, and I have said that time's up. That's it. But if he's able to build the team in the way that he wants to build it, as in Ruben Amorim, that is, and then he still fails, then he's been backed and he's been given time, and there's no excuses after that. So I quite like that, to be fair. That being said, I would still say that Ruben Amorim should be doing a lot better. And I like what Adam talks about in this little clip as well. Give some of the young players a go. Absolutely. And we need a central midfielder. There's bound to be a central midfielder in that youth team, in those reserves, that can play in central midfield. In fact, there's one on the bench, and he's called Kobbie Mainoo. But the Big D's spoken about that before. But yeah, promote someone. Give him a chance. Because I'm sick to the back teeth of seeing Bruno Fernandes in central midfield. Because I remember last season, we were crying out for a wing-back, a left wing-back, because Luke Shaw was still playing Call of Duty in his pyjamas, injured, apparently. And Diogo Dalot was having to play at left wing-back, and it was just a square peg in a round hole, so to speak. But we got Dorgu in, and, fair enough. He's not the finished article, and he's still not the finished article, but he improved the team just by being in the team because he provided width, he's a good athlete, got stuck in, and we did make a bit of an improvement. So if this team is able to get a central midfielder in the middle of the park to replace Bruno Fernandes at central midfield, or at the very least, if Ruben Amorim starts playing central midfielders in central midfield, then it might make a little bit of an improvement. And it's just incremental improvements. Small margins. Small margins, they always compound to the point where you've got a team and it's ready to conquer and dominate, or whatever, or at the very least win matches. So if he's given a little bit more time, maybe another transfer window or two, to get all of the players in all of the positions that play his system correctly, then let's judge him after that. But, as I say, I like what Adam McCall has said. Get one of the young players from the reserves, give them a shout in central midfield. They can't do any worse than what's going on at the moment. But speaking of improvements, I mean, Senny Lammons had a really good game. And I said this a while back. Whatever goalkeeper that we get in the previous transfer window, all they have to do is just be a normal, consistent goalkeeper. They don't need to have any highlight reel saves. They don't need to do anything flashy or anything like that. They just need to be solid, consistent, a safe pair of hands. Just an average Premier League goalkeeper. And the fans will love the fact that he's just a normal Premier League goalkeeper that's got a steady hand, that doesn't do anything stupid, like chuck the ball in the back of his net, and they will cheer him as if he's a world beater. And guess what? Senny Lammons could, in fact, go on to be the new Thibaut Courtois, which is what the people in Belgium have been saying, that he's the heir to Courtois. And fair enough. But he's got a head start at Manchester United just simply by replacing Andre Onana. The fact that we've had to endure Andre Onana for 2 seasons is absolutely insane. And it's almost like the reverse situation that Alex Ferguson had when he was struggling to replace Peter Schmeichel. You know, every goalkeeper that came along after Peter Schmeichel, they lived in the shadow of the memory of Peter Schmeichel. But now, any goalkeeper that's any good is just a shining beacon of life and hope. Because he's not Andre Onana. In fact, I could get a game for Man United and make a couple of easy saves, and people will probably think I'm a breath of fresh air over Andre Onana. Obviously, I jest, but the fact that Senny Lammons just looked steady, calm, confident, didn't do anything stupid was just brilliant. And that little bit of trust in the goalkeeper may work wonders. And the point I'm making is, like Dorgu, providing width and allowing the team to sort of get a little bit more used to playing that system, getting Senny Lammons in the nets might just add a little bit more confidence in the team as a whole. And that extra maybe 5% might just be the difference maker in this team starting to improve. But time will tell. Let's see how he gets on against the Scousers. I mean, he has to play him now. He's got to play him now. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. Anyway, what do you guys think? Should Ruben Amorim get another 2 years to improve this team? And how big of a difference do you think Senny Lammons will have in the confidence on the team overall? Thoughts in the comments, and the Big D will see you in the next one.